Yep. What is going on, my people? Y'all know. After that little weekend of boxing that we had to come back and chop it up, y'all. There's a lot that we got to unwind. There's a lot we got to unpack. So we had three cards that happened on the course of this past Friday and Saturday. So we're gonna kind of touch over each one of them and just give a little bit of thoughts. Any kind of thoughts that y'all had on the on the card. Feel free to leave them in the comment section. But so Friday night was Valentine's Day. We're gonna go to New York City. Top Rank. Top Rank had it was a nice card filled with talent. Um, and we're just gonna touch over a good amount of talent. It was good to see Jared Anderson back in the ring. I've always enjoyed watching Jared Anderson box, but just something seemed off to me. I don't know if it was a mental thing or the opponent or what. I don't know if y'all felt the same way. Let me know if y'all felt the same way during that Jared Anderson and Coleus fight. Just something seemed off with Jared, man. So I hope whatever it is, I hope he's able to bounce back because, like I said, I've always enjoy watching Jared Anderson. So hopefully he bounce back. Keon Davis, um, one of the Davis brothers, right? The one that made his debut in Norfolk. He is a welterweight, and he's 6'3", y'all. I want y'all to unpack that for a second. 6'3" at 147 pounds. To put that in context, Canelo Alvarez is 5'7", fights at 168 pounds. So Keon Davis is tall for 147 pounds. So um, he can potentially be a problem in multiple weight classes. Even more than Keyshawn. As talented as Keyshawn is, Keyshawn, we'll get to him. He's a monster. But as far as Keon, given the fact of how tall he is, 6'3", um, even Thomas Hearns was 6 foot. He was tall for a middleweight. So um, let's keep our eyes on Keon Davis, y'all. We're gonna keep our eyes on the Davis brothers, obviously. But we definitely gonna watch Keon because I want to see what happens with him. Like I said, with that height, he could be who knows how many weight classes that he can make his way to. So hope everything works out good for him. We'll be paying attention to him. Rohan Polanco put on, man. Staying undefeated. Getting the stoppage. So it was good to see him on the card too. And like I said, this whole card was stacked. And then right after that was Abdullah Mason. He got back to not that he really got away from him, but some people say that performance that he had in Norfolk was um, a little off. But I mean, it's part of the game. It happens. He performed great. He performed outstanding against a guy that's never been stopped, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's either no. I take that back. He just went 12 rounds with Rolly Romero. That whole stoppage thing, it may be accurate, it may not be. If it's not accurate, I apologize. Don't crucify me for that. But I do know that he went 12 rounds with Rolly Romero, and Abdullah Mason stopped him and made it look easy. Um, that kid's special. I'm hearing, and if you're watching the video, you're gonna get a little exclusive. I'm reading that next up for Abdullah Mason is April 5th against Giovanni Cabrera. That's gonna be on the Guido Vianello and Richard Torres card. That's what I'm hearing. It's not official. That's why y'all haven't seen anything as far as me sharing anything about it. But that's what I'm hearing. So We'll see how that goes. Lopez, Lopez. He made his debut. What better way to make your debut than get a knockout? Good gracious! And the way that he got when Buddy froze, he froze Buddy. So you can't think of a better way to get a to start your career than with that. So to shout out to him. Milnicki and Coyle ended up being a draw. So I would like to see them run it back. They might end up doing that. So, who goes with that? Xander Zayas got the stoppage win over Slava Spomer. Slava hung in there for a little while, but Xander ended up getting the stoppage. Good for him. Puts him in position now to fight Sebastian Fandora. And apparently that's going to be who's next for him. That's an intriguing matchup. Fundora's 6'5". Fundora has a title defense coming up against Cordell Booker, I want to say. So most likely after that, you might see a bout ordered for Xander Zayas against Sebastian Fundora. And let me know what y'all think in the comments about that matchup too. What do y'all think about Xander Zayas fighting Sebastian Fundora for that title, for that WBO title? Let me know in the comments. And the main event was Keyshawn Davis, man. I mean, y'all saw the video. Honestly, I had Keyshawn winning, and I said if Keyshawn doesn't feel any kind of power from Berinchyk, he's going to get a little aggressive. That part I was right about, but I said a little later stoppage. It was sooner than I thought. He died. He just, Berinchyk, he bounced around for a little bit, and then once Keyshawn was able to kind of get his distance and push him around and get to him, it was he picked him apart. Body shots, combinations. Norfolk, we here, man. Like I said, Norfolk, that's home base. Norfolk is home for me. So, though Keyshawn, he's a world champion. He's a world champion, and so especially the 757. We're incredibly excited to see just where his career goes, and just want to see him have fun and keep doing what he's doing. So yeah, he just, what can you say? What can you say? I mean, the young kid, he's special. He's got it. He's got the full package. He's gonna be Top Rank's next cash cow. He's gonna be someone that's going to be highly pushed by Top Rank, and the city of Norfolk. I think we're gonna benefit behind that, because I think you're gonna see some title defenses. Maybe his first title defense could be in Norfolk. Because keep in mind, when he was in Norfolk, it was 10,000 people that showed up for him. And when they went to New York, I think that's less than the scope. So it wouldn't surprise me if they don't bring him back to the scope and just mark those ticket prices just up just a little bit more, just because of world title. You're factoring world titles now. So shout out to everybody that was on that card, everybody that performed, everybody that won, everybody that lost. That whole card was amazing. And then on Saturday, we got up pretty early. We enjoyed some nice prelims, and then we had us a nice little match room. We had us a nice little matchroom card that was headlined by Arnold Barboza Jr. against Jack Catterall, and we'll get to that. But I want to touch on someone, because American fans, we don't really get an opportunity to see a lot of UK fighters. We're in our own little paying attention to our guys and what have you. But it's my job here, y'all. I owe it to y'all. I watch everybody. You know what I'm saying? I watch everybody, and it's my job to say, hey, if y'all don't know about this, about this person, might want to pay attention, because it might be a name that you might end up seeing down the road. And someone that really impressed me on this undercard of Barboza Catterall, because we're not going to get into all of them. It was Pat McCormick. There you go, Pat McCormick. undefeated. He beat Robbie Davis Jr. Stopped him. Now I know. Now UK fans, correct me if I'm wrong, but Robbie Davis Jr. I know he's on the tail end of his career. So this was something that Pat McCormick was supposed to do as far as winning the way he did. But the thing is it's like, are these guys doing what they're supposed to do against guys they're supposed to be doing it against? And Pat McCormick looks like one of those guys that we're going to be seeing at a on a world level. So I'm anxious to. I'm gonna keep my eye on him, obviously, because I am with everyone. But Pat McCormick is one of those names that whenever I see now, I'm a look and say, okay, I'm wonder how this fight's gonna go. So that's someone not only that I'm going to be watching, but I want y'all to watch along with me too. I want y'all to see how this young man's career is gonna go. If I'm not mistaken, he's in the welterweight division. So we'll pay attention to that. But I want to touch on this main event because you're gonna get mixed reviews. You're gonna get some people that say they didn't like it. You're gonna get some people that say they like it. I'm a boxing fan. I enjoy it all. I'm always gonna say it was a great fight. I think this one was a great fight because I believe there was different parts to this fight. I believe now we're talking about the main event. We're talking about Barboza Jr. and Jack Catterall. And the result was Barboza Jr. did end up getting that interim title by winning by split decision. But the first couple rounds, y'all, was they were kind of feeling each other out and seeing what each other has. And I think a little bit after that, I think Jack kind of stepped on the gas a little bit and started to separate himself, a little bit in those middle rounds. And I think during those last rounds, I think Barboza separated himself. He came back, and I think he ended up winning the fight. The second half of the fight, he started leading with the straight. I ended up seeing a lot. He ended up leading with the straight, and that ended up causing a lot of problems for Jack. It seemed like he couldn't really adjust. So it seems like it was both fighters were, kind of feeling each other out, I guess you can say. And then Jack made his adjustments, and then Barboza made his adjustments to Jack adjustments, and then it was Barboza Jr.'s adjustments that ended up winning him the fight. So congratulations to Arnold Barboza Jr. because you can look at his social media and tell what that win means to him. I saw him in the locker room crying. Shout out to my boys at Mo Boxing, no problem, that were actually there, with him. But I saw, just him crying, and on the plane, he had the belt strapped, on a seat next to him with a pillow. So, you can tell that meant a lot. And while he was crying, what I just mentioned, he mentioned how long he was working and, how much time he put in to get to that point. So, well deserved. And Jack Catterall, he'll be back because I think in situations like that, he didn't lose decisively. I mean, the fight really could have gone Jack's way, could have been a draw Barboza's way. So I think Jack is really still right there, because to be honest with you, and I said it in the last video, I think Teofimo Lopez fights Richardson Hitchens, and then I think he vacates. He goes to 147 for the money fights. And Barboza goes and gets elevated to the 140-pound WBO champion. That still puts Jack Catterall in the situation in a high regard. So it might put him 1 or 2 fights away from getting right back in the mix. So he's still right there. Shout out to him. And shout out to the way he handled it. He was very professional. He said it was just one of my night. Get back in the gym. So respect to both men. That was I thought it was a great fight. So shout out to both men. And the last card that we had, y'all, was from Anaheim, Miguel Madueno and Oscar Duarte. Oscar Duarte ended up getting a stoppage, y'all. We got to give Oscar Duarte some credit for that because Madueno's been in the ring with some tough guys, and Duarte has been the only one to stop him. So that makes things interesting, in that weight class. to see where that kind of puts Oscar Duarte. I still don't think that he's ready for guys like Keyshawn in the champions, but he with that performance, I think that gives him and Oscar, a level of confidence, excuse me, in Duarte to see what's next. So we'll pay attention, we'll watch along, and we'll see what's next. So y'all, we had like I said, it was a great weekend of boxing. We had 3 great cards. Shout out to all the fighters that were on the card. And we look forward to, some good upcoming fights. We have upcoming arguably one of the greatest boxing cards that we've ever seen, headlined by Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. We're going to be doing a video on that, kind of breaking down the 6 or 7 just major fights. They're all major fights that are on that card. So make sure y'all stop back through, holla at your boy. And we're going to break those fights down, and we're going to talk a little bit more. So until next time, holla at y'all. Peace.